record started in Brooklyn, and I showed up a day early. And I had not spent a lot of time in Brooklyn up to that point, and I think I ran to the convenience store. It was a beautiful day. That walk inspired me. Everything was visually inspiring, could potentially lead to creating other forms of art.
You know, when we were looking for a location, we wanted to find something, you know, that felt a bit raw and dilapidated, but kind of cozy and warm, you know, in a way. And the concept that Derek wanted to get across was, it was perfect to have his studio set up as if he was creating the track, as the hub of the video.
The collaborative process for coming up with the idea of the video was definitely a collaboration between myself and the director, Anthony. The song was called Around the Block, and what we were really trying to express with the video was the parallels between inspiration in the studio and inspiration out of the studio. It goes back to the fact that the name of my musical project, Pretty Lights, that's what the name means. It means seeing little things throughout your day and being inspired by them.
Derek really, you know, it's really important to him that it has integrity and authenticity, you know. So all of the equipment had to be right. But we're talking like modular synths and things that are really hard to come by.
I felt like I was at my own spot. And I walked in and all of a sudden I forgot that we were here to shoot a music video, and I wanted to like jump in and start making music.
Yeah, I pride myself in having a good atmosphere on set. It makes people work harder but also enjoy it. And what's great is that Derek was so involved. And Derek, action. Cut there.
Cutting.
It's good. Right, let's do that. Let's do one more slight rotation on the chair.
Sure.
Working with Anthony started with me seeing a selection of his work, and I saw the techniques that he utilized, and I immediately felt that it connected with my techniques in production and making music. That's a really cool part of the video, how we used the equipment in the studio, you know. We used the screens that way. We also used patch cables on the modular synth as, you know, to draw parallels with power cables in the city and waveforms on the screen to draw parallels with cracks in the sidewalks. Before I was slowly expanding so we could do like a stop motion thing with the wave. Today's the day to get all the like expensive shots, I guess. I've never been on anything like this big. So many people working together, it's incredible, you know what I mean? It's cool. There was a section where they were like filming stuff on the monitor, you know what I mean? And it's like everything that is living on the monitors in the video is stuff that I would use.
Play that laser thing? Yeah. Off. 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 Should we shoot this at 25? I'm going to cut for a second and shoot it at 25.
Roll, play back.
There were certain things I wanted to get in, so I really wanted to do this hyperlapse movement through around the block or through the city, and I also wanted to, you know, shoot things off monitors.
How we were able to draw parallels between the outside world and the inspirations that exist there and the creative space in the studio was using the actual screens that I create on, you know, that I use to create the music, and using them almost like portals.
So hold your position. Keep your hands still for a minute. That's great, that's really nice. Cutting! Cool.
track Around the Block came about in the first couple days of working on this record. You know, everyone sort of simultaneously agreed that it had that like New York City hip hop bounce. I worked with the Harlem Gospel Choir and, you know, Talib Kweli, the Brooklyn MC, and tried to keep all the additional parts that got added from the same cultural environment. Working with Talib Kweli was very spur of the moment. We both happened to be in the same city at the same time and knew the same person. The prerequisite that had to happen before he was willing to come into the studio was that he had to hear the beat. So I mixed down a quick, a 30-second version of the beat, emailed it to his phone. He heard the beat and was like, yeah, I'm about it.
Yeah, it's definitely an arc to the video. We kind of come in a more natural sense and establish the world, but then it kind of gets into a more heady, kind of ethereal feeling. So kind of had to start somewhere and get really weird and come back to reality. So
I wanted this night time where all the light sources streak out.
And he works a lot with manipulating light in the camera and making it very abstract and beautiful.
Okay, next thing up is going to be projector on dolly.
Using Michael Belcher, the DP, he's amazing, very relaxed on set, very creative, and I felt, once I got to know how he was working during the course of the day, I felt like I could trust him to, while I was shooting other little elements, he would always be grabbing things. Looking back at the rushes, pretty much everything that he shot is amazing. I suppose I want people to take away, when they watch this video, I hope they look at it and go, wow, I haven't seen anything like that before, But also, I hope they see the connection in the approach that Derek takes with his analog/digital production and the way I make my work. It's a very similar approach.